All right, everybody, welcome in to another edition of Keeping Up with Snead State Athletics. We're here with head coach, Coach Patterson. And, Coach, time to talk a little men's basketball. You guys have caught a hot streak right here at the right time, so to speak. You've now won 6 in a row. I believe you're 12-6 overall, 6-1 in conference play, Coach. Last week, you guys won, I believe you played 3 games, won all 3?
Yeah, we went to Reed State, which we knew was going to be a tough game. We went down there and played really well. On the road in a different environment. It's a good place to play basketball as far as the environment, but it's an old gym. It's different, but we went down there and played really well. We won by 9 or 10 points, led by double digits most of the way. So felt like we were back on the right track. We went into Christmas break on a winning streak. We'd won 3 in a row. So then after that, we played Thursday night at home. Played Bevel. I think we won that one by 20. They're not playing their best basketball right now, but it was a good win for us. And then yesterday was not a conference game. It was that was our off day. We were supposed to play tonight, but this is our off day for conference. So we moved that up to yesterday so that we'd have a little bit more time to prepare for the game this week. So we got Coastal North coming in this week. They're hot right now too. So we're 5-1 in conference. They're 4-1 in conference. They play tonight. Good chance we'll both be 5-1 when we play Wednesday night.
Coach, when you have an extra day, how do you make use of that extra day since you moved that game up?
Well, we're not really having an extra day because we had to move. We're normally Monday, Thursday.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we couldn't play at home this Thursday because of the county tournament. The county tournament will be here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we had to move that game before the season ever started to a Wednesday night. Our commissioner sends out the conference schedule, and if you have conflicts, you work it out. So we had a game scheduled for this Thursday. We moved it to Wednesday.
You lose a day.
So we were going to lose a day. So we moved that extra game that we had put in there to Sunday afternoon instead of Monday night. So now we've got 2 days to prepare for Coastal North. So, we won't get to practice in our gym much this week because of the county tournament, but we will practice 2 days before we play that game, and then we will have a little extra after that. So we won't play. Well, at this time of the year, if you've got an extra day, a lot of times we give them rest. Because we came back from Christmas and we just really killed them to get them back in shape, and these guys are already we played 3 games in a week and had 5 days of practice before that, so these guys are a little bit tired right now. So after we play Wednesday, we'll probably give them Thursday off and go light Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday get ready for the next game.
Every coach looks at that different. I remember the days I've read the book Junction Boys, like don't give them no water, run them till they're about dead. Everything's changed. How is your view on that, Coach?
It just depends, like when you've got to get them ready for something, and they've got to be in shape, then you've got to be hard on them, and you've got to set the ground rules, and a lot of that's building a culture. Like we're going to be tougher. This is how we're going to do it. But then when you get in season, and that you've got, we've got 10 more games, and we've got those 10 games in 5 weeks. So it's 2 games a week for the next 5 weeks, If you go trying to kill them and no days off and all that, you're either going to lose them, like they're going to check out on you, or they're going to be so tired by the time the game comes that you're not going to be as good. So there's a line, we try to get right up to it to, this time of the year, instead of doing an hour and a half, 45-minute practice, a lot of times we'll be an hour 10, hour 15.
Gotcha.
Just going over the things that we need to go over, making sure that when they do have some off time that they're getting in shooting, get some shots up and that kind of stuff. But our main practice will cut down time-wise this time of the year because I know they get tired because I get tired. When we're all of our road games are 3 hours plus, so we're getting in at 1 o'clock in the morning, turn around, got class the next day, so you got to be smart about it, but you also can't let them get to where they're getting developing lazy habits.
That's right. Yeah, you can't do that. Coach, I got to see you at one of your daughter's games. How often do you get to see your daughter play in season, and how much do you try not to coach from the stands?
I don't coach any from the stands.
I got you. Do you find yourself ever wanting to? Or?
I try not to say too much to her after the games because she knows. Yeah. She's done it her whole life. She grew up in this gym.
Gotcha.
When she doesn't, the thing she does best is shoot. When she doesn't shoot well, she's frustrated with herself, and she don't want to talk about it. I know this morning she was in here before I got over here shooting in the gym because they've got county tournament tonight. But, I try just to be a dad. I try not to say anything to the refs. Sometimes that don't always work. I try just to sit. I like to sit close. I did when I saw you the other night. I was at Alexandria, and I did get to catch up with Todd Ginn, who's a longtime friend of mine. Yeah. So, I enjoyed that. They wasn't playing good that night, so I talked to him for a lot the second half. But I tried just to be a dad and keep my mouth shut. And she's been fortunate to have. She's had 3 coaches in 3 years, but they've all been people that are really good coaches that like I would never ever say a word to them about anything. Yeah. She's got a great coach this year with Coach Bowen that's trying to build that program up, and the last thing I'd want to do is try to interfere or say, hey, why don't you do this? I've been in those situations. I've coached high school ball. I don't you don't need parents telling you what you need to do. So I try just to sit back and do whatever they ask me to do and keep my mouth shut as much as possible.
Just enjoy it.
Enjoy it, yeah. I mean, it's I think they're 10-10 now. There's probably 1 or 2 they could have won, and there's probably 1 or 2 that they won that they probably shouldn't have. So I think they're having a pretty good season. She puts a lot into it, and she's going to miss it, and I'm going to miss it when it's over with. So I try to get to every game this year that she's playing. The only time I miss is when we have a game the same night.
Same night.
Gotcha. So I hadn't got out as much recruiting this year because it's their senior year. If she's playing, I'm going to be there unless we have a game that night.
That's right. Makes sense. That's awesome. Yeah. Did you even have the ability to do that? A couple more questions before I let you out of here, Coach, because I know you got a busy day. How awesome is it to get to host the county tournament up here? I know it's a staple up here.
It's a big deal. I played in it, and then the first time I ever coached in it as a JV coach, it kind of gave me chill bumps just thinking about when I was a young kid, my dad bringing me up here to watch Henry Howell and Teddy Looney against some really big time players, and it was a big deal. And then to get to coach in it as a JV coach, and then the first 2 years I was the coach at Boaz as high school coach, varsity coach, we made the finals. So a lot of special memories there. And then to get to come and be the coach in this gym every game. Mm-hmm. And so I try to get out here this week as much as I can. With our schedule, sometimes it doesn't, but doesn't always go together. But I will, I'll definitely be here tonight because my daughter does play here tonight, so that's nice that my daughter gets to play a game in here tonight in a good environment. Hopefully Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'll be able to be here as much as possible. Watch some of these kids play. Some of them that we'll be looking at, possibly. Recruiting a little bit. I can't talk about any names. It's kind of against the rules, but always good to check out these kids and just the environment. Like we take it for granted. Like if you've never been to a finals day in Marshall County Tournament on a Saturday when it's a really big matchup, I mean, like, the refs that call this are from Birmingham, and I've always wondered what they thought about it, but I, never really talked to them. But now, when I'm out on the road recruiting, I see these guys a lot, and they tell me it's like a reward to get to come to this tournament. I'm like, well, you guys are calling Hoover and those teams. What? You're coming an hour and 15 minutes up here to call teams that couldn't stay on the court with those. And it's like, no, Coach, you don't understand the environment and the atmosphere and all that. It's like, if you get picked to go do the county finals for Marshall County out of Birmingham, that's a big deal to them. And I thought that was awesome. I mean, the fact that they look at that every year is like they look forward to it, and only the top guys get to come. Awesome. So, so that says a lot. A lot of people in Marshall County might not understand that, but that's a big deal to those guys. And I thought that was kind of an honor for us, that they look forward to that.
Shoot, yeah, because you get that right here in your walls right here, so the whole county.
I don't know if it's still the same way, but when I went to Jacksonville, the Calhoun County tournament was 13 teams. Everybody's just I don't know if it was randomly seeded or how it was done. But it was, and it was a really big deal. They filled up Pete Matthews when I was there. There was some good Alexandria teams. Jacksonville had some really good teams. It was a really big atmosphere. So Marshall County is real similar to that. If you get the right teams playing on a Saturday night where both teams are really good, I mean, shoot, I can remember when I was just like a middle school coach and Boaz and Arapahoe was ranked 1 and 2 in the state. and if you didn't get here by 4 o'clock, you didn't get in the gym. So, it's special.
When Stick and Beeson and them.
Yeah, those guys were going at it. Yeah, so, I'd been out of high school maybe 5-6 years and was helping coach a little bit. So the atmosphere is, if you've never experienced it, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and Calhoun's the only one in this part of the state that I know that for A, that all the teams in the county participate, and B, that they make it a big deal. So, it's very similar. We actually contracted the work, the Calhoun County one, the 17th to the 27th.
So they're doing it next week?
Mm-hmm. The 17th to the 27th.
Yeah, they moved Marshall counties up for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I know they had a reason. But used to, they started on Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
This year they moved it up, and I think they've got the schedule for next year. It'll be moved up. So we get the schedule for that. So it is kind of a hindrance for us. Like, we got to go somewhere else and practice this week.
Somebody around here give you a key, sure.
Yeah. We've got, but it's nice to be in your dressing room and your court for practice. Absolutely. And not have to schedule at different times.
Or get on a bus.
Yeah. So we'll go over at Boaz and practice today and tomorrow. It won't be that big a deal, and we're gonna give them Thursday off anyway. So we'll make it work.
I got you, Coach. Just final thoughts before we shut this episode down. Could be anything you want to talk about.
Really happy with, like you said, our 6-game winning streak, peaking at the right time. This team has had to put in a lot of work. Last year, we knew we were going to be good. We started a little bit slow because of the teams we were playing last year, but once we got going, we really got going. This year, size-wise and depth-wise, we're not where we were last year, but we put in enough work that we're only 1 game difference in our record from this year and last year. So proud of these guys. They're doing the things that we need to do, working on getting a, highest seed in the tournament that we can to give ourselves a chance to go win it. So these guys know what it means to play basketball here now with the success that we've had. So really proud that they're working like they are to, like I told you, that we have only had 2 games all year maybe where we felt like it was over with 3 minutes to go. These guys are having to work hard to really win these games. No games are easy for them, and we've won 6 in a row. So the amount of work that they're putting in, I'm really proud of them.
Having to grind it out.
It's a grind, man. It's a grind. We got 4 guards and a big all the time, and we have to work for our baskets. And if we're missing shots,
rebounds too.
Yeah, if we're missing shots, then it's going to be a lot of work. So if we're shooting it well, we can beat anybody.
Yeah.
If we're not shooting it well, then we have to really grind. Yesterday was more of a grind than I wanted to because we started out missing our first 7 threes, and when you do that, then it gets in your head a little bit and that kind of stuff. So we fought back. We went from being down 10 to up 6 by halftime. We ended up winning by 15. But, it puts a lot of pressure on you when you're playing 4 guards and you can't hit a 3, then that puts a lot of pressure on you.
That's the whole purpose.
They've been finding a way. So that's the thought, I guess, that I've got, that these guys are working hard finding a way. So proud of them. Hopefully we can continue to do that.
Yeah, if you find a way to win through all that is saying something.
Yeah.
Coach, appreciate you sitting in with us. Looking forward to coming back here, being back here each and every week with another episode of Keeping Up with Snead State Athletics. Thank you.
Thank you.